Every time I'm muted, I got to get used to this new setup, although my setup's changing in a couple of weeks again as well. But happy Friday, everyone. I hope you're having an awesome week and weekend. It's great to see you all chatting from like 20 minutes ago in the chat already. That's super excited to see you all saying hi to each other, collaborating, and that's what open source is about. I'm super excited about our live stream today for two reasons. One, we get to review your awesome open source projects. And two, we have two Udemy course giveaways that I'm super excited about. So maybe before we get started, let's get straight into talking about the giveaway so you all can kind of get started. You don't have to do very much. You just need to follow a couple of steps and we can do that. So awesome to see you all saying hi to each other. Absolutely love that. Great to see you all. I'm loving our Friday live streams, so that's so cool. Right, before I get too distracted, let me bring up the tweet for the giveaway. I want to share it in the chat. And now all you have to do is like and retweet, drop a follow, and leave a comment on what you're learning. And that's it. And then you'll be entered into the giveaway, and we'll pick someone at random in probably about 1 hour. So hold on until then. So you need to enter the competition. Free giveaway. Okay, I'm sharing that in the chat now. You have got time to do it, but don't leave it too long. Yes, we will be reviewing projects. People who have submitted their projects, we will review them. And then at the end, always I like to pick some random ones from the audience as well, maybe some GitHub profiles, and see what you're all up to. Love that. Yeah, Eddie's starting on mute. It's because it's been a long week, right? And it's late in my time zone. Remember that. Remind me, all of you, which time zone you're in. Let me know what time it is where you are now in the chat. I can guess a few. I think we've got Emma, I'm guessing, if I remember correctly, Emma and Carl are different countries, but similar time zones. So I'm guessing it's like 3 p.m. for them. Krish and Pradumna, I'm guessing it's like 6:30. So let's see. It's gone 10 o'clock for me here. So let us know. Any questions you have about open source? We had some amazing Twitter spaces the last 2 days, so today and yesterday. So any questions about open source, of course, drop it in the chat. Other people will give you their thoughts and their opinion, and I'd love to share mine as well. It's 3 p.m. Okay, cool. I was correct. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, no. I said 6:30, 7:30. Okay, I was close. Cool. Awesome. Eddie -2. It's 10 o'clock here. So yeah, 2.5. So 2.5. Okay, let's get started. I'm really keen to look through your profiles. So let's look. We left this one out last time. I can't remember why. I think there were there was no open source link. We couldn't find the GitHub repo, if I remember correctly. Let's have a look. Lots of great comments from the community. Let's give it a quick once over so we can close it, because it goes back quite a long way. And remember, do share your thoughts and feedback as well on this as well. Everyone's super keen to get your thoughts, not just mine. Different perspectives add so much value. We do have our first question. Everyone, remember, if you could put a Q in front of your question so I don't miss it in the chat, and everyone else can see it as well. Congrats, Krish. That's awesome to be an MLH mentor. Well done. What did you have to do to get that? Did you have to have an interview? Did they just review your GitHub profile? Like what? I say just. Obviously, you have to work hard on your GitHub profile. So let us know. It's quite curious. One question: how much time did it take you to be comfortable? I can't even say that word. Comfortable. It's late on a Friday. Maybe I should do my streams earlier in the day. With OSC, I'm guessing OSC is open source code. Every project is different. So yeah, it changes all the time. I think the important part is the communication and collaboration, because when you can communicate, when you can collaborate with people, then it doesn't really matter. You can talk to people about it. So yeah, I think it's just practice. But let me know if I got what OSC. I'm really bad with acronyms, and everyone else, share your thoughts in the chat as well. Right, let's have a look. So I really like it's got a picture, but for me, I'd probably put the picture on the right side because the person is looking to the left. So you want them kind of looking into the page, and maybe unless it's some creative thing that I'm not cool enough to understand. But I do like that. The navigation is pretty funky. It's not at the top, which we're mostly used to, but I do think it's very, very cool. This looks really nice. I wonder how it works on a mobile, but I do think this is really good. Oh, we can find their projects, got their contact. It does look quite clean. I think for me, maybe I don't know about what all of you think. It's got 4 columns here, 4 columns here, and then this one with 2 columns, it's in the middle rather than aligned with the second column of the bit below. But that's just my personal preference. I don't know. Let me share this link in the chat as well. So if you all want to leave some comments, remember you can raise issues for these as well. And then we'll come back to some questions in the chat in a moment as well. So let me leave some thoughts. Oh, I think weird alignment, Chris has already mentioned that. So, okay, awesome. Very cool. Loving all the feedback. Looks like you've all beaten me to it. So I'll just say reviewed on live stream. I'll just leave some quick thoughts as well, but I think you've mostly covered it. Looks like the community has covered everything. So yeah, actually, maybe no point me leaving the thoughts. You've all kind of covered it already, I think. I think that's really good. Also, when you're all so much faster than me, which I think is, it looks like the community has covered everything. So I might just close that. I'm not really going to add much more value. Thank you for sharing. Comment that. But it does look really good. I think it does look good. So let's move on to the next one as well. We're 8 pages. This hasn't grown any further. So let's have a look at this one as well. Let me just check on the chat as well. So for me, it was consistency until it's a habit. Really nice, like that. So I love seeing different people's thoughts and perspectives on this. It's so interesting. Super interesting. Why is web dev so popular over data science? That's a really good question. I'm not sure I know the answer to that. I wonder what everyone else thinks as well. What do you all think? Why is it more popular? Maybe because technology changes so much. Maybe it's also easier to get started into. I'm not saying it's easier, but it's easier to get started. There's still loads to learn, so it's by far definitely not easy. But I think people can get started quite quickly and easy with it. Let's go. Awesome. Cool. To become a mentor for that application, they do review your GitHub, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Plus, it asks a lot of stuff too. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's move on to the next one. Who's ready for the next one? I know I am. So this one is portfolio link. Let's have a look. Again, good picture. I really like seeing someone's picture. I just feel I can just relate to them so much more. So I really like that. I think they got dark mode up here. That's very cool. And then contact info. Okay, looks nice. I think you've probably all left comments already. I do like this. I do keep forgetting about lighthouse checks. It just adds so much value. I think that's really good. See lots of conversations going on already. Loving that. Oh, look at that. That's an interesting one. Oh, Emma, I do like this. How you've drawn it. Did you use the like iPad and the pencil on that? That looks so cool. I really like that. I have to probably take a screenshot and share it on Twitter. It's just, yeah, really cool. I like that. I do really like that. That is so cool. Yeah, so I think this looks really good. This animated walking, I think, is pretty cool. It's just subtle, not too much. And these cards, I think, I do like it how they're not clickable. I was kind of expecting them for some reason to be clickable, but I do like it how there's not just like a whole load of technologies. They've been grouped together, which I really like. I think that's really good. I wonder if these, I don't know if anyone knows if these animated kind of GIFs are like publicly available. Do you buy them? Do you, or are they custom? I mean, if they're custom, that's pretty cool. That's quite funny. It looks really good. I really do like it. These subtle animations are great. I'm guessing they're like kind of an open source animated. I'm really curious to look at it now. Is it like an SVG? Oh, it is an SVG. Okay, interesting. That's so cool. Yeah, I think it looks, I really like it. I'll definitely need to improve my website maybe with those as well. What have you all thought in the chat as well? Lots of stuff in the chat. Awesome. Aldrin, I hope I pronounced your name right. How do I find a mentor? To be honest, you can just be part of a community. You don't need that kind of one person you always go to, because when you have different questions, if you want questions about career or DevOps or something else, then you might go to different people. I don't think you need that formality. I think throw the question out there publicly in the community on Twitter, get loads of feedback, and then you can take the bits that you want. You can pick and choose, like you can mix with the sweets. Just choose the bits that make sense to you and suit you the best. I use the iPad and pencil. That's such a good idea. I left my pencil back in the UK for my iPad because I thought I wasn't going to use it, but now I'm changing my mind. Should you take a screenshot on your iPad of the website and then annotate it? Or do you have an app where you can visit the website, annotate it, and it exports it all out together? Just really curious. I'm really upset I left my pencil now back in the UK. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I left it back in the UK. So I thought, I won't use it. Cool. So, hi, great to see people joining. Lottie Animation, is that what it's called? Okay, interesting. I'll have to have a look at that and see later on. Yeah, it was an amazing website, definitely. Did I share the issue number? Sorry, the issue link. Let me share the issue link, and then you can all leave your comments and thoughts. And if you think it's good, leave a comment and let them know that you think it's good, because that just gives people motivation to do more. So I think that's awesome. You're welcome. How to become part of the community. You can raise an issue on the support repo. So when you're on this support repo, I'll share a link in a moment, you go to new issue and you can say, invite me to the GitHub community organization. And that's all you need. So let me share that for you in the chat now. But knowing the awesome EduHub community, they've all beaten me to it already. There you go. Oh, you take a screenshot. Okay, got you. That makes sense. Yeah, but the Apple Pencil does charge really fast. I think if you charge it for like 30 seconds, you get like 15 minutes of usage or something. It's pretty good. How to progress from making programs to projects. Projects have so many unknown elements. Projects also have like the project, like the issues and milestones. I'd be really curious to know what other people think in the chat as well. Definitely, it just takes practice and putting it out there publicly and open source. You have to think about, if you want contributors, you have to think about the issues and the issue labels and so forth. I think that's something that you definitely need to think of, and that's a really good skill to demonstrate on GitHub for when you go for job interviews. And even before then, they're going to look up your profile and they're going to see that you manage the project, not just about the code, but you're thinking about the README and all the other awesome stuff. And we'll review some of that when we get to open source repo in a moment. We'll review some of the things to make your project stand out. Hi. Cool. So I don't know if I can add very much to that. I think probably everyone's covered that already. And I think, whoa, looks great. So reviewed on live stream. Great. Community. Let's drop that a close as well. You're all so much faster than me. I really appreciate it. So next up, I think we have an open source project next to review. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is how we can talk about how to make your project stand out. Let me just share the issue link in the chat as well. Nightbot should still work. It might just be a bit slow. Just give it a moment. If it doesn't work, remind me and I'll check, because it does also protect the community as well. Cool. Okay. So what are all your thoughts when you first come to this? I know everyone's eyes, like, let me know in the chat. Do your eyes go to the stars and the forks? By the way, the stars and the forks being switched around is so confusing for me. I'm so used to the stars being first. But yeah, looking at this, do your eyes go to this first? I think a lot of people do. I go to like the branches and the tags, and when was the last commit? So the last commit was quite a while ago, so maybe the project isn't active so much anymore. But let me know what you think in the chat where you go to, and also the description. Like, I want to know what the project does. So it's peer coder. Like, what does it do? An online code editor for interviews, troubleshooting, teaching, and more. And there's a deployed version as well. Okay, that looks good. Back end and front end, so it's a mono repo, so they've separated that out. README resources, okay. You got a screenshot. I think that's really, really important to have a screenshot. You know, in the README, probably near the top. Well, it looks pretty cool. It looks great. So it's written with mostly JavaScript, but it does seem to have or executes code in Java and Python and so forth. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Not sure why this is all in bold though. I don't think these all need to be in bold. I think when everything's in bold, effectively nothing's in bold. So that is a bit odd. How have they done that? So we have a quick look. So if we go to the README and we go to raw, yeah, they've wrapped everything in bold. And these are even titles rather than lists. So yeah, that's why everything is in bold. So yeah, I think that'd be definitely one of my feedback. What have you all commented? Yeah, so lots of awesome feedback already. So we can say reviewed. I'll get to the chat and see what all of your thoughts are. Also, you can write it in the issue. I did share the issue link in the chat. So do write it in the issue. You're right. Remember, you want your GitHub profile to have that collaboration and communication side so people can see that. Reviewed on live stream. I should put a link to the live stream. Let me grab that live stream link as well. Reviewed on live stream. So these are my thoughts. So straight away, 2 branches, that's good, that you want that number to be low. There are no releases or tags. Suggest creating a release. Oh, I can't spell suggest. A release. And they can also do that GitHub action. That's a great way to contribute. So if you need, who needs green squares? A great way to contribute is you could add the GitHub action, which allows them to take, I don't know if they're using they're not using conventional commit messages, but you could do it as a manual action on as well as an option. But you could copy and paste the GitHub action from one of the AD projects and allows them to create a release automatically. So suggest creating a release or suggest using releases also with GitHub action. So I think that's definitely one I'd suggest. No releases, and they're not. I wouldn't even suggest hiding that. I suggest they actually use it. But packages, they probably want to hide. Hide packages as not being used. Section. So if you're not using any features, hide it. They've got a wiki here. It's not being used, so hide wiki as well. I definitely suggest having a docs folder in the repo. It's so much better. Hide wiki tab is not being used. To use yeah, I wish GitHub just had the wiki hidden by default. And we can always go to the Insights tab and go to Community down the side. And you can see they haven't got a code of conduct. So if someone wants to propose a code of conduct, there's a contributing file, and maybe a couple of these templates as well could be quite useful. And a lot of the time, these templates are reusable between projects. So you can probably get an existing one and maybe just tweak it slightly. So let me just add that in as well. Add code of conduct. You can create issues for each of these. So if you do want some green squares without creating a pull request, remember you can raise issues for these as well. So contributing file. They got a license at least, an issue template, and pull request. I want to have a quick look down the rest of the project. Are they using the issues? And they're not using any issues as well, which I think, if you want your project to be discoverable, you need to use issues, because when people go to up the top here and search for issues, they search for labels. So you need to use issues and actually have labels as well. Use issues and labels. You have project discoverable, and user-friendly. Okay, what else? But and not have everything in bold. I think that's my last point, and I'm interested to see what you all think in the chat as well. Too much is in bold in the readme. That's my thoughts. What have you all thought in the chat? Let's have a look. Let me see. I missed lots of stuff in the chat. You've been busy. Awesome. So did Discord, did Nightbot work, or has Nightbot gone kaput? Let's have a look. When am I doing portfolio reviews again? I try and do them like every Friday, although a confession to make, the next 2 weeks, probably not. I'll probably do more Twitter spaces or Discord calls because I'm going to be traveling again a bit for the next 2 weeks. So I will be in hotels and the internet is a bit flaky for live streams, but we could do a Discord call or maybe Twitter space. So let's see. Oh, it's not working. I'll try and check in a second. Thanks for letting me know. I really appreciate it. What do you all think about having your own Linux distro? I did that maybe 13 years ago. I think it was fun. I think it's a fun and interesting project to do, but it does become a lot of work. People start using it, you just start maintaining it and so forth. I get this question every live stream. One, actually, I don't like GitHub in dark mode, to be honest. I do like VS Code in dark mode, but it doesn't work too well on the live stream being in dark mode. So it's better to have it in light mode. And plus, I'm always near the pool or the beach, and dark mode doesn't work too well in the sun as well. Cool. Geek Out Morning. Yeah, I want to do some more Geek Out Morning, especially on Discord calls. So I'm working on a course at the moment, catching up on GitHub notifications. I'm thinking just to jump on a public Discord call in our Discord server, and then people can come and say hi and chat. So let me know what you think about that. Just for me, just popping on for an hour here and there throughout the day. Might be night for some people though. And if they want to join, they can join and just say hi. So I might do something like that. You need to add it to the support repo and select the right issue. Well, I think I've missed part of the conversation. I'm not sure what this refers to. I think I've missed some messages. Christian, I'm sure you have way too many green squares. Okay, cool. Love that. Do say hi to everyone. Do say hi to each other. That's awesome. Okay, it doesn't work. I'll take a look at Nightbot in a moment. Thank you so much for letting me know. Oh, yes, and that's a good point. Carl is doing some amazing work on moving our API for EdiHub over to Mongo. And what Carl is going to do is do an example module, and then we will allow other people in the community to move over the other modules to Mongo as well, or we can do it on some Discord calls as well. I think I'm really keen to get more involved in some Discord calls. I think it's, Twitter Spaces are great, live streams are great, but sometimes Discord calls just feels a bit more personal, I think. So I'm really keen to do some more of those. So that's super cool. So yes, we're going to do more of those as well. So Carl, let us know when you want to do those, and we'll work to your schedule. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I love the support. Always great to get positive feedback. Okay, so did anyone have any thoughts on this? I think I've covered most things. So I'm gonna close that, and I've closed that issue. Let's move on to the next one. Anyone who has joined, I should probably pin if anyone has joined. I don't know if I can pin from the studio. I can pin message. So let me share again the competition, and then I can pin it, and you can take part in the competition. Twitter Spaces are amazing, but they're buggy, so buggy, super buggy. Let me know what do you prefer, live streams, Twitter Spaces, or Discord community calls, like calls for everybody? Let me know what platform you prefer. Okay, I want to share this in the chat. Give me a moment. So giveaway to Udemy courses. And I want to just share that in the chat, and let me pin that as well. Pin message. Hopefully that has worked. Right. Let's get back to what I miss in the chat. Twitter Spaces are amazing. Yeah, I just wish they open sourced it and they could fix all their bugs for them. It's probably just like missing semicolon. It's probably not, but yes. So there's a couple of steps, and you can enter the free course. We'll be doing the free giveaway probably in about 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. So do hang around. Carl, you've never attended a Twitter space. We should do this. We should do a Twitter space on an open source. So I did one yesterday and today on open source, but we should definitely do one. Okay, but on web, I don't think you can connect and speak. Is the only downside. You can only listen. So it's a bit annoying. Okay. Yeah, it's just so buggy. It's really frustrating. A good amount of DMs I got, people saying can't join, and every time I come on stage, I get disconnected. It's just a bit painful. Awesome, thank you, Emma. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, that's true. And having it to be able to rewatch on Twitter Space, you can't always. Not everyone has the feature to record, whereas on live stream, people can watch it later. That's so true. We will be going through in order, and then we'll pick some at random at the end as well. So we will get there as well soon. Okay, so hopefully you've all taken part in the giveaway. Let's get back to this. So what have we got next? Let's do a refresh. Let's have a look. I think we have a GitHub profile next. Have people commented? Okay, people have commented on this already. Awesome. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's no profile picture. So to me, straight away, I think kind of, is it a real account? Is it a bit spammy? It's probably not, but it's just without a profile picture. I just always find that. They definitely have a profile picture. They do have their name, which is pretty cool. And hopefully it's the same on other platforms as well. So let me, actually I should have copied and pasted, reviewed on live stream. I want to link it. I should have copied and pasted that from the previous one. Don't forget, oh, and I will share with you now the link to the issue so you can all give your thoughts as well. Let me just share that. Remember, you can add a comment to this issue, and you can also raise issues on the project, on their profile as well. Cool. Right. Okay, so no profile picture. Add a profile picture. And as I always say, you can add a picture of a cartoon, cartoon character of you. If you don't want it to be a picture of you, you could add it to, a picture of a pet. I think something unique is important rather than adding a cartoon character of a famous cartoon character. And definitely don't use the GitHub logo. I just think that is so, I want to say spammy. That's probably not the right word, but yeah, definitely don't use the GitHub logo or any other like React logo that I see people using. It doesn't make sense. I don't think they have put a description, and they've put the location, which I think is great for time zones, email, and LinkedIn and Twitter. So I think that's really good. So I do think that's good. Simple kind of banner, which I think is cool. And I think this is the template that you get when you first create customizing your profile. And the languages, it looks good. I think a bit of wasted white space there with the widgets. White, what did we call this last time? I didn't want to use white space. What did someone, I think it was Emma who might have given me the right word to use last time. What did we call it? Empty space. I think that was the one. Empty space. Wasted empty space. Try to do 2 columns. Or hide and close the widgets and collapse them. So far, that's pretty good too. Yeah, but I think that's pretty good. I do need some more green squares. Over the last few months, it's been a bit quiet, and they are part of EddieHub, which is definitely a big thumbs up. So I think the only last feedback I will give them is contribute more to open source. Smiley face. How's that? I probably should say, I usually say this, looks good, some thoughts. A bit nicer. Okay, cool. So I think the list is getting shorter. And let me share this with all of you. This is a GitHub profile again. Okay, cool. I'll share this in the chat as well. I'll let you all have a look at it while I'm catching up with the chat and see what I missed. Project raiding again. How did that go last time? You know, my memory is terrible. I can't remember. Did it go well? Do people like it? Let's have a look. SQLite is quite nice for just having a play, but I would definitely use something more like, you know, MySQL or Postgres if you're going to want something SQL. Firebase, be wary of Firebase. You do get tied into that, and you do need the emulators. Isn't that great? So you usually need an internet connection to get it to work. So when I'm traveling, it's a real pain. So actually, and it's a real pain for automated testing when you want to kind of write and delete data and all the rest. So I've actually stopped using Firebase. I just found it a bit challenging. It's great for hackathons, but yeah, I didn't find it so good. But let us know what you think. Let's know what everyone else thinks. I think Emma, you've been writing some automated tests for your projects recently as well. But I think they've been unit tests, so you probably haven't been included in the database in that. So no one's commenting on what they think about this profile. I really like it. I think you've got, the only thing is I would probably put a profile picture rather than a logo on this is my thoughts. I do like the banner. I think the banner looks really good. I think it looks great. But just, I think a profile picture just is so much better. But it's unique. It's not, at least it's unique to them, so you'll recognize it. They've got a description. It looks good. They're part of EdiHub. Yay. Also part of some other stuff as well. And again, the widgets, I think you can put them side by side, make more use of that space. I think that's important. I'm going to leave some thoughts to that too. Let's have a look. So what did I say? I've forgotten. Widgets taking up, widgets having wasted empty space. Best. Okay. Interesting how most people just drop the widgets under each other and just think the widgets look cool, and they do look, I suppose, cool, although I'm liking them less and less. But lots of green squares, that's good. But I think just making more use of that white space. I think, sorry, the empty space. I think here having it on left and right looks fine, but I don't know, down here for me it just feels a bit of a wasted empty space. Let's see what other people thought in the chat. Okay. What did I miss? I just saw this message, translation. How are you, Eddie? I'm not sure what translation was for. I'm going to read it further up the chat while you're all putting in your comments about the profile. Let's have a look. So Pradumna says, NoSQL is much better. It's open source. MySQL is open source and Postgres is open source as well. NoSQL is just unstructured data, so it depends on what data you're saving. There is a lot of overlap between the different types of databases, but I actually have a YouTube video from about 6 months ago on it, but do have a look and see what suits your needs more. Most of the time, you know, unless you're talking about complex data, then both will probably work for most data types, but it depends on data types. Both have their pros and cons. In SQL, you get things like migrations, whereas in NoSQL, you might have to write that manually yourself and so forth. If all text would be centered, it would be nice. Yeah, I suppose. Leave that as a comment. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence about that. Oh, this is what this means. Translation, how are you? Shreya, thank you so much. Let's keep everything in English so everyone can understand. Try and be inclusive as well. Ayush, I do have a bootcamp Git and GitHub video from about a year ago on my YouTube channel. It's about 40 minutes long and covers all the different buttons and links and things. I should probably create an updated one. Never think about that. But yes, check that out on my YouTube channel as well. I have one on Free Code Camp and I have one on Brad's channel as well. Contribute to their open source projects. It's a great way to get into companies, from Microsoft, Google, Gitpod, whatever it is, contribute to their open source project and others. But then you'll definitely stand out from the crowd. Everyone, don't forget to put a Q in front of your question so we can make sure we don't miss it. Quit the job and learn, or switch and learn while doing the job and then switch. I think everyone's different. So everyone has different responsibilities, different ways of learning. I think that's probably one for you to decide. Maybe weigh up the pros and cons and see what works best for you. Hey, Akshaya, how you doing? Feel free to raise the PRs at Gitpod. Yes, and Carl will be reviewing them. Carl, how was your first week at Gitpod? I hope it went well. I meant to DM you actually and ask you how it went. It's great that you're here. Perfect timing. I left some comments on this as well. So the widgets, I think that's it. Oh yes, and there's also this diagram, contributors graph. There's no code reviews, so I would definitely suggest doing more code reviews. Contributors graph has no code reviews. Suggest reviewing PRs on PRs can be on projects you don't maintain. Just make sure you don't just hit approve and don't even check anything, because that will make maintainers block you from their projects. Make sure you add value, ask questions, and so on. So yes, definitely do that as well. Okay, on to the next one. See, running through these, you might actually get down to 7 pages. A portfolio link. Okay. Lots of feedback already. That's awesome. Wow, Emma, you've given a really detailed one. Love that. And Tom's always the first, and always does Lighthouse. I always forget about doing Lighthouse. It's such a good way to check things too. So let's have a look. Oh, interesting. That's very cool. I like these, how it follows your mouse. I just know Safari doesn't like it sometimes. But this is well moved. I think maybe too much is moving, in my opinion. Actually got a hand. Feels like I can click it. When I click it, nothing happens. So that's definitely going to be one of my feedbacks. A lot of animations. What do you call this? Is this like a badge? What would you call this? Like, I don't know. Avatar badge has cursor showing. I can click, but nothing happens. This is an Easter egg. If I click like 100 times, then maybe it does something. What do you all think? Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. You got the GitHub org on your profile. That's so cool. Nice work. And that's why it's such a great story to share, that contributing to open source can help everyone get jobs as well. So super awesome. Quite exhausted. It's normal. I think your first month will be quite tiring, but fun. Yeah, let's chat afterwards. Absolutely. Well, maybe not afterwards, because it'll be Saturday for me soon. So maybe over the weekend or next week, we'll have a chat and catch up. That sounds great. I look forward to hearing all about it. Cool. Glad you're doing well. Yes, and another way to contribute to open source is Gitpodify the projects. I love it for reviewing pull requests and lowering the barrier to entry for people to contribute to the projects as well. So DM, did I miss something? I don't know, I must have missed something. Krish, explain. Yes, do it. Definitely get involved in the discussion. There are some Web3 communities like Francesco's community, the 4Cs. He does a lot of Web3 stuff. So definitely collaborate with those people, learn from them, see what resources they are. This is an interesting question. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts on this, actually. By the way, you're all forgetting to put Q in front of your question, so I might forget. I might miss a question. If I do, just copy and paste it in a bit. So how powerful is Firebase? Firebase is very powerful. They're adding features all the time, but they're adding kind of the shiny features, which I think is great for hackathons, great for prototyping. I don't think there's any, personally, I don't think there's any long-term benefit of it because it's very hard to write automated testing, and a project doesn't have longevity without automated testing. And then you can't, like if you're using Postgres or MySQL or Mongo, and you can switch by using an ORM to give you that level of abstraction, where with Firebase, it's such a different architecture that you can't easily switch. So you are tied into their ecosystem. Anything I'd bear in mind. Yeah, we all borrow ideas from each other, and so yeah, definitely. Oh, we can add a Lighthouse action to the link-free repo. Like that. That's a really good idea. So who needs some green squares? If someone can raise an issue, if someone can raise a pull request, that'd be epic. Hey Shivam, how can I get a similar avatar? Any suggestions? I think there is like apps to do it, and online web apps and so forth, but I'm not sure. Yeah, don't copy the whole profile. Absolutely, that's good advice. Oh yes, Emma, tell us more about Lighthouse action. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to Lighthouse in Chrome, and it's going to return some results. Maybe we could quickly bring it up now as well. So if we go GitHub action Lighthouse, I'm pretty sure there's an official one. Here we go. So you've got this Lighthouse action. Probably not going to have the graphs and be as pretty, but it's going to have the results. This is all configuration. So I think it was at the top. This is what it's going to look like, I should say, if things fail as you do your config. But it'll be, I think there's some other ones as well. So there's more than one, which is always interesting to see screenshots. This is how they report it. Okay, so you can save the HTML reports as artifacts, which I think is great. Therefore, you can see the reports like so, and you've got the command line one. So if we look at the command line one first, this is how it looks in the command line: accessibility, best practices, performance, PWA, SEO. I think I'll use this more than anything. It's just quick and easy to see. But then if you do want to see the report, you have got it as a link in the GitHub action to go see the prettier report, and you can then share that with other people or raise issues accordingly and say, hey, look, performance has dropped to 60% and we need to look into this. So that looks quite good as well. Awesome. Okay, so back to this for the moment, and I'll get back to the chat. So I do like that. Again, profile picture looks good. Oh, I'm not sure about that. That's just a personal opinion, but just looks a bit weird. I think there's too much going on. But it looks nice. The percentages on the skills, I think, is a bit strange because I don't know what that means. Percentages on, percentages on skills. I think it's just a personal opinion. I think Nick agrees with me as well. Education. I would put project, my work up front. Yeah, I don't like this. What is going on? That's confusing, I think. Yeah, I think in the other places it's not so bad, like when you have it on the profile picture. But yeah, this is a bit confusing, I think. Maybe it's a Safari. It's not meant to do that. Can someone let me know in the chat if that's meant to happen? Oh, talking about TM Carl. Okay. Well, that's up to Carl. You'll have to chat to him to see if he wants to discuss it publicly. Cool. Oh, okay. Interesting. Thanks for sharing. That's good to know. So other people can use the same as well. Green squares. Hey, Avanesh. Awesome. Oh, I see. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so it goes under, so there's the pull request. If the Lighthouse test has goes under a certain amount, doesn't deploy. So that's really good. Oh, it didn't do that on Chrome. Oh, interesting. Okay, Emma, thank you very much for clarifying. So maybe that is a Safari thing. Should I just quickly open it in Chrome and see? Let's have a look. This is why the animations don't always work. Oh, interesting. Yes, you're right. It doesn't do that on Chrome. Okay, so that is very interesting. Okay, I want to take a screenshot and probably share that. I think too much animations. This is project work. Project work could go higher up the page. Animations on projects does not work on Safari. And you never know what people are going to be using to look at your project. It's on your portfolio, your website. So you need to make sure that it works across all browsers as much as possible. So let's have a look. I do like the chat thing. I think the chat is pretty cool. I think it's quite interesting. A lot of people don't have that. I do like the chat. I do like the chat. Really like the chat. That would make more sense. Okay, experience as well. That looks cool. I do like the timeline. That's very, very cool. Timeline for experience is really nice. Okay. Yeah, I think it looks good, and the footer looks great. Lots of very professional. Yeah, I don't know what you all think, but I think overall it's really good. I think it's just maybe too much animations, and maybe and doesn't work in Safari. But apart from that, I think that looks pretty good. So let's give that a close and move on to the next one. And I can catch up with the chat while you're all looking at the next one. Okay, 3 left on this page. Awesome. We'll do these 3. And then we'll pick some of yours from the chat and review yours, profiles, repos. And then we'll do the giveaway. So let me do this. So let me just share this in the chat. It's the profile as well. Okay, let me catch up with the chat while you're all looking. Oh, let me open it so you can see it, so you can all review it. My bad. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm not sure. Probably not. I think it does it without the network connection. But also, I don't think it does the network connection. I think it tries to do it within Chrome. And with the GitHub action, the connection is going to be really good as well. And it's going to be consistent, which I think is important if it did use that. Stop using Safari. I use Safari for places that I'm logged into because it uses my keychain, and I develop in Chrome. And even like StreamYard now, I'm using in Chrome. Let's have a look. Cool. Okay. Oh, Particle.js, that's the one. That's true. Yeah, I wonder if people could customize it more to maybe stand out a bit more than having the same as everyone else. I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure it's customizable. Awesome. So cool. Oh, it does. Okay. Interesting. I thought it would, because you load the page first. I don't know. I'll have to have a look and see. But yeah, and you can also limit the internet speed as well in Chrome, which I think is pretty cool. Right. So next up, thoughts. I really like the profile picture. You can see the person clearly. You've got their name as well. I don't know why people don't use that. You've got description, which is great. Very cool locations, time zones, website and Twitter. Sponsors, cool, and organizations, and you're part of EdiHub, so definitely big thumbs up as well. Giving out shout out to your sponsors is really nice, and past sponsors. Oh, I quite like that. That's a very nice feature. Love the shout out to past sponsors. Really nice. I really like that. I don't know what happens when you run out of space on the right. So let's have a look. I think it's really simple and clean. I really like it. Wow, it's a lot of green squares. I think I need to get some more green squares. Maybe I say more, try and have this a bit more balance. I mean, code reviews is quite a nice thing to have a bit more biased towards that side, I think, because it's not the norm. Usually it's biased towards commits. But if you could have a bit more balance on issues and pull requests, I think it would just look a little bit healthier. Try to have the contribution graph a bit more balanced. Doesn't need to be perfect towards issues and PRs. That's my only suggestion. But code reviews does look good. I'm not sure I can give much more feedback on that. I do think this looks good. I think it's very clean and very simple. What do you all think? Let me have people shared their thoughts in the chat. Let's see. Hey Viraj, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I might try Lighthouse on connected tethering to my mobile phone and connected to the Wi-Fi just to see if I get a different score. That'd be interesting to see that. I'll have to try that and see. Okay, is that the case? Let's see. I thought when you came to this page, by default, it's the last 12 months. And then if you click anything, it then filters down to that. But maybe that looks the same. 71, 24, 104, that looks the same. So if I remove the tab, yeah, you're right. Maybe that is a bit off. Okay, you're right. But if I go to last year, if we use that as a comparison, it is issues are quite low. Okay. Partly due to new year of stats. Okay. But yeah, that's good. Good to know. Thanks for reminding me, Emma. I really appreciate that. See, I love the collaboration with you all because you all kind of point out things that I miss as well. Now YouTube is mailing you the stream has started towards the end. That's good. Cool. People arriving towards the end. It must be because of the email that everyone's getting that we've gone live. Well done, YouTube. This is not as buggy as Twitter Spaces. So, okay. So I think I will leave that there. I want to pick some people from the chat as well and do the giveaway too as well. So let me close that and let me copy this. Let's have a look at some people. I know we had, it's kind of three appeared, people are adding stuff. So let's have a look. So who wants their GitHub profile reviewed, or who wants their repository kind of reviewed and shouted out? What you need to do is still raise an issue on the support repo, but drop the issue number in the chat and I can go find it. And we can do a few of those and then we'll do a giveaway and then it's probably time for my bed. But yes, who would like something reviewed? Actually, while you're thinking about who wants it reviewed, I want to go check out Carl's, lost it, where'd it go? Profile. GitPod is there. Cool. And GitHub too as well, definitely. But very, very cool. Awesome. I think it's such a great story that Carl contributed to their projects and now to their open source projects and now is working with them. So that's so cool. Oh, he did say pick mine. I didn't see that. Yeah, let's do it while waiting for other people. Let's do it. So yeah, I like the cartoon. I like that it's two different ones. It's not the same. I think it's pretty good. Like the first one's like hi, really welcoming. I like you got a description. You're working at GitPod. You got your location for time zone. You got Twitter. So that's pretty cool. And it's just really simple and clean. I think that's great. Dealing with Azure. Yeah, I think that's really cool. And look at those green squares. Look at that. That's very cool. Yeah, you got some GitHub projects there as well. So that's so cool. That's really balanced. It's obviously not perfectly balanced, but no one's ever going to be perfectly balanced. But I think that's one of the best graphs that I've seen. So that's really cool. Yeah, I have no constructive feedback for you. I think it looks awesome. I mean, you could maybe put a bit more information in here if you wanted to, but I don't think it needs it. I think it's pretty cool. Looks great. Let me drop it in the chat as well if you want to drop you a follow too as well. Cool. So let's see. Okay, Aditya came first, 32.32. Let's have a look at that. 32.32. Okay, we've got our GitHub profile. Oh, I lost my notes. That's fine. Okay, cool. So let's have a look. So profile picture really looks like a professional profile picture, and you've got a bit of geeky swag in there. I think that's pretty cool. You've got your name on there, which I think is great. So people are Googling you or want to look you up on Twitter or LinkedIn or something, they can find you easily. And you've got the description, which is great. Location, really like this. And you're part of EdiHub, so definitely 2 thumbs up. Yes. Let's have a look. The 17 stars. So where is this? Is this okay, so is this updated? Oops, is this updated by GitHub Action or something like that? So that's quite interesting how that works. They are clickable, which is quite interesting. This looks good. Tech stacks, my tools, and then maybe if you could reduce one, so therefore it's on the single line, I think it'll look better. Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, WebStorm, they're all IDEs. Do you need to put those? I don't know, put your favorite one maybe. And you got your socials, GitHub stats as well. I think that's maybe a bit of waste of empty space, having those so big. I would try 2 columns for those. And definitely get some more green squares. Join EdiHub. Yes. But let me suggest, let me put it in here as well. So reviewed on live stream. Looks good. Some thoughts. I wonder what everyone else thinks in the chat as well. But I think the biggest thing is the widgets. Widgets to be recommend widgets to be smaller and can you have 2 columns? There's 4 of them, so you can have it in 2 columns and have 2 columns to reduce empty space. I think that's my only feedback. What does everyone else think? Let's look at the chat and see. No worries, Carl, anytime. Always appreciate all the awesome work you do for the EdiHub API. So that's awesome. Cool. Okay, so we picked this one. We picked Aditya. Yeah, how is it so balanced? It's true. Yes, definitely got a tip. Join a community. Chat to people in EdiHub. They will like motivate you. We've got a stand-up channel, and definitely kind of mention what you did yesterday, what you plan to do today, any blockers, any challenges, and people will kind of help motivate you. I can't recommend that enough. That is really. I need to get better at that. Okay. Why now? Let roll the giveaway. The giveaway soon. Don't worry. Okay, cool. Okay, that's my thoughts on that. So don't forget, you can all. I'll share the issue with you, so you can leave your thoughts on it too. So let me just share this with you in the chat, so you can also all leave your thoughts as well. Oh, I didn't put the live stream link in there. Let me just put the live stream link in there. If anyone wants to refer back, they can find it as well. Has everyone given the video a thumbs up, by the way? We've got how many likes? Like 40 likes. We're not going to do the giveaway until we get to 100 likes. Yeah, okay. It's a bit late for me. Maybe not 100 likes. But let's see if we can get some more. Okay. Okay, I'm going to close that. Let's pick a few more as well. So who else do we have in the chat as well? So if you all can share your issue numbers again, and I'm going to pick them at random. Time to send issues again. Yeah. Don't feel bad. don't feel bad. You know, we all need to take a break sometimes. I get busy with other things. If you can do little and often, I think that really helps. But thanks for sharing, Aditya. I hope that helps. It looks really good. I'm sure other people will drop in the chat how to contribute to open source. We have loads of projects in the Eddie Hub, GitHub org, some harder, some easier, and just chatting to people and working with people, you will just kind of get involved. So let's have a for loop until we get 100 likes. Okay, cool. Let's see, how many have we got so far? We jumped to almost 50, so that's pretty good. Well, hopefully you can get back into it. 2022 is the year for open source and is a year for all of you. Right, let me pick one at random as well. Okay, here we go. 2995. And let me copy this as well. Oh, I can't spell reviewed. Edit. All right. Got the number now. 2995. 2995. Portfolio link. Do you have the repo link as well, Avinash? Could you update that to? Oh, you've put it here at the bottom. Here's the yeah. Let's look at the repo and then we'll look at the deployed version. So you got the deployed version there as well. So we'll open that too. .github folder, nice. Components, hooks. Cool. Maybe a bit too many topics. I'd suggest reducing that maybe. Otherwise, looks good. Sponsor this project, contributors. You've got a deployed version, preview and production. Really like that. You've got a screenshot of what it looks like. I think that looks really good. And you got demo link again, which is great. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Let's. You've got no releases yet, so I'll definitely take a release. That's going to be one of my suggestions. Have releases. What GitHub actions are you running? Oh, you've got no GitHub actions as well, so I would definitely use GitHub actions for deploy. What else do you have? Here's a great way for people to contribute to open source. For those who are asking how to contribute, you can do this on different languages, but to use JavaScript as an example, go to the package JSON and then look at scripts and see what they've got. And then you can see here, for example, it has got build and it has got lint. Run those commands on a GitHub action just to make sure that the project is working. And that's such a great way to add value to a project. I think that is super awesome. So GitHub actions for build, lint, and then lint and deploy. I think that would be super useful. Actually, for releases as well. Releases. And there's so many, there's like 5 contributions there for people. And don't forget, there's raising the issues. So you could raise issues. So let me share this in the chat. And you all can raise issues for this as well. So you can raise an issue for each one of these, and then other people can contribute. Like the same person doesn't have to do like all 4 actions. You can all take an action each. And most of the time, is literally copy and paste some YAML config. So for those of you who don't know, if we take the link-free project, which you can all contribute to, but if I take, for example, workflows, these are our GitHub actions, and if we just do build, for example, here we run the linter and we run the build. And so you could just copy that and it would work on the other person's project. Just to copy that and put it in the same folder. So .github, workflows, and build.yaml. And if they've got tests, then you can add this, but a lot of projects don't have tests. So I highly recommend doing that. Okay, I'll have a quick look at it as well. So does look good. Some subtle animations as well. Oh, I like these. These are great. Very subtle, but I do like that. That's pretty cool. I probably would have done it the other way around. Maybe have them straight, and as you hover over, they jolt. Just a personal preference. Yeah, this is really cool. You could probably add some automated tests to this. Another great way for people to add value to this. Maybe do some automated tests. You could use something like Cypress and Cucumber. I have a video on that from like a few days ago. A few videos ago, so maybe like a week ago. where you can load the page. And maybe we can, it was Krish's idea to raid a project. Maybe we could add it to this project. And you don't want to check, obviously, every little thing. But if you click on this, does it go to that part of the page? Then do you see testimonials? You could do some simple checks like that, make sure the page loads and things like that. But I think it looks really good. So Avinash, well done. I think it looks great. It looks really good. Maybe add automated end-to-end testing. I think that looks really awesome. Nice work. Really good. So what do we have up next? Let's see. Yes, a lot of projects are overwhelming. And I think a lot of people try and go for the biggest, like Kubernetes, React projects. And I think just, contribute to your friends' project, the community projects. Other things will just, turn up and will work out when you just come across them just by chatting to people. Okay, cool. 3 reviews in 3 streams. Oh, really? I didn't realize that. My memory's so bad. Okay, it was 2. That's cool. Actions are always needed. I think every project needs GitHub Actions. It just adds so much value. Cool. It does look awesome, right? Yes. Harsh, we're going to all keep an eye on you. You said in the chat publicly you're going to contribute this year. This year's for open source. This year's for you. So we're all going to keep an eye on you. No testing at all. Okay, well, I have, let me quickly just bring up real quick. I have a few videos on it, but the one to look at is add value to any project. This is the one. And you can see that, when you set up Cypress and Cucumber, it's just in plain English. Like given I'm on the homepage, then I see a certain text as a link or as a header or whatever it is. And when I click the link, I should see different things and so forth. So yeah, it's super awesome. I can share this link in the chat. You can all watch it later on. This doesn't include setting it up. So I've got a previous video on setting it up, but that shows you like kind of what can be achieved with it as well. So cool. Yes, GitHub Actions is just super cool, and you can get started with literally copying and pasting some YAML files. Look at our link-free project. Great way to get started and start adding to your project. And you can still use Docker behind it if you want to really customize it. You can even use JavaScript, but most of the time you don't need that. Okay, how are we doing on thumbs up? 52 thumbs up. Okay, shall we review one more and then we'll do the giveaway? Let's see. Okay. Let's start fresh again. Share your numbers again in the chat, and let's pick one at random too. Let's have a look. I won't look. Peeking. And share your numbers again, and let's have a look. But yes, definitely get into GitHub Actions. I think it goes to everybody. It's just so useful. Even just running the commands that are in the project, like the linter, the prettier, anything like that, just adds so much value. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got? Let's pick this one. 3246. Let me copy that. 3246. Yesterday, okay, so really new. Let's have a look. On the GitHub profile. I like looking at GitHub profiles. It gives me an idea for mine. Okay, let me share the issue in the chat as well, so people can leave their thoughts too. Okay. So again, full name above the username. I think it's just so valuable. Location, Twitter looks good. Part of EddieHub, yes. Part of this other organization. Get that organization to add a profile picture. It just looks weird without it, I think. Or you can hide it on your profile. I like this, 2 columns. I think that's really nice. Like it's a really good use of space. I think that's really good. If you could, And this is me being really picky, so it's not that much of a big deal. But if you could get this onto one line, as in maybe just, I don't know if this would make sense, but maybe BCA at Christ University, maybe that would be on one line, and then it will just look a bit more consistent. And it's just, just me. But I personally would like that. I don't know if you need that collapsible. If it's open by default, usually collapsible, you have it closed by default, and it's not that long. So I think it's what do you call it? I think it's pretty good just to leave it open. But yeah, this looks really good and clean. I really like it. Try and get some pull requests in there. Again, it might be because of the year, potentially. But if you can, try and get some pull requests in there. If I go to last year, you've got no code reviews. So just try a little bit more balanced is my only thoughts. But I think it looks really good. And I guess in that cartoon picture is not a cartoon picture of a picture of you. It's a famous maybe cartoon character. I personally wouldn't do that. That to me doesn't look very professional. And then if you're not using the same picture on the platforms, it's really hard for people to know that you're the same person talking to them on Twitter and so on. So that's just you are using it, yeah, on GitHub. Maybe not using it on Twitter. I think it's just not so professional. Use a professional profile pic. That is the same on all platforms. And then the other suggestion was, yeah, just the contributing graph and more green squares. Oh no, but it's 2022. We just got started. So contributing graph to be more balanced. Just a suggestion. Otherwise, it looks really good. Yeah, awesome. Great work. You've got LinkedIn and Twitter. So if I go to these, I wonder if it's the same profile picture. Yes, I would put that profile picture in your GitHub. That is like a million times better. I would definitely do that. And then you've got another one on your Twitter. Again, yeah, just if you had engaged with me on tweets and then on LinkedIn and then on YouTube and then on GitHub, I wouldn't know it's the same person. So you really want to build that rapport with people. So like, oh, that's that person. They gave me some great advice on Twitter, or they gave me some great feedback, or they reshared my stuff. Yeah, let me just kind of chat to them. So yeah, I highly recommend having the same on all of them. Awesome. I hope that helps. And hopefully other people give you some thoughts as well. Oh, I closed it. Hopefully others can give some thoughts on that as well to give their feedback and suggestion and perspective. Right. Should we go to the giveaway? Who's ready for the giveaway? Let's have a look. Awesome. You got the point. Cool. We can do the giveaway, and then so I give out away a 1 Udemy course, and then we'll do some more reviews, and then come give out away the second free Udemy course as well. Okay, cool. Yasin, how you doing? Yeah, you're late, but no worries. I know you're busy. I hope everything's going well for you. Probably don't realize if it's different name and different profile picture. I probably don't realize. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, cool. Big shout out to Pradumna, who won yesterday on Twitter Space and actually gave up their Udemy course to someone else. So therefore someone else won it. So big shout out for that. Okay, let's have a look. Hopefully you've all taken part. Let me do a refresh of this page and make sure we've got the latest comments. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to load all the page up, and I scroll to the bottom. And I'm just going to flick my finger. I'm going to pick someone at random. But let's just load the page up first. There we go. I think it's all show more replies. Yeah, let's bring them all up. Okay. Okay, I think it's everybody. So we've got the whole page loaded. So let's do a bit of a flick, and then we'll stop and grab someone. Hopefully this works. It worked on Twitter Space yesterday, but there was not the pressure of people watching. Now you're all watching. The pressure is a bit tough. Okay, I've got 20 people watching. Let's pick the winner. I should really do it so that you have to be watching to be a winner, but we'll do that next time. I think that's otherwise a lot of people aren't here. But then there's so many people who aren't here who've commented that to pick someone who is here is quite hard. We need to think about how this works. Maybe a thought for next time. I'm open to suggestions, idea, but it'd be great to see the 20 people who are here. I'd love all of you to be in it to win it and not competing with the other 200 or so people who have taken part who aren't here. Let me think. Well, we could pick someone from the chat. I suppose we could pick someone from who is here from the chat, but then how do I know they followed those 3 steps as well? Yes, need to have a think, definitely. And I think Chris is right. We might need to write some code to do it or something like that and see. Okay, we're going to stick with the Twitter thread because that's what I said on the tweet, but maybe next time we do a giveaway, maybe we do it on the YouTube chat as well. Have to have a think and see. Okay, let's go. Ready? Flick, flick. My mouse is on Jason. Okay, so Jason, I don't know if you're here, but you are one of the winners. Let me bring that up just so I don't forget. So well done, Jason from Toronto. And pick from Twitter. Yeah, I think that for this time, that's what I said I'd do. Oh, really? Interesting. We need to have a look at that. That could be a lot easier, definitely. Do one each, maybe. Yeah, but we'll be here forever. Like, imagine you've got like 20 people here, and I got 200, I think over 200 comments on that thread. I'll be like, is this person here? No. Is this person here? No. Is this person here? No. We'll be here till tomorrow. So I need to have somehow correlate the two. So I need to have a think and see how to do that easily. Maybe next time. Okay. Shall we do one more review and then we'll do another giveaway? So let's have a look. I wonder if I can. No, forget about it. I was going to say if I can see the recent tweets, but let's do the review. So drop your issue numbers in the chat. Let's do a couple more reviews as well. Jason, if you are here, congratulations. This as well. Okay, got 55 likes. Okay, awesome. Okay, here we go. 3236. Let me copy this as well. 3236, quite a big number. So it's quite recent as well. 3236, I think 2 days ago. Okay. So again, this is a different name. Oh no, they have got their name on their profile. So let's have a look. LinkedIn redesigned clone. Interesting. The purpose of this project is to redesign LinkedIn on React.js with some custom Node.js server. Okay. Okay, so my thoughts. If you're not use releases, I should definitely suggest using releases and hide packages if you're not using it. Use releases, hide packages. I'm guessing we'll hide wiki, probably not using wiki. Hide wiki. What else have we got? So let's look at the deployed version as well. Oh, okay, link doesn't work. Deployment not found. So not a good start. Deployment link does not work. Again, remember, you can see it's previews pending. It says production active. Okay. Remember when people are, looking to reach out to you, maybe to offer you a job, even if you're not looking for a job, if they go to your profile on GitHub and then find some of these projects and these things don't work, it doesn't look very professional. So I'd highly recommend making sure that what you've got is working. So if you're not using releases, okay, hide it. Although I do recommend using it. If you're not using packages, then hide it, and that's fine. The same with the wiki. And you really shouldn't commit your idea folder either. That's someone else might use VS Code, or someone else might use something else. So I'll leave that as a comment as well. Git ignore dot idea folder. But you got Git pod. See, awesome. You got a Git pod. Excellent. But you don't have the Git pod badge. So I think that'd be really helpful. So great to see you using Git pod, but suggest adding badge to README. Another green square for someone if they want it is in the Git pod has been added, but they need to add a badge to the README. And someone could also get another green square, so an issue and a pull request, so multiple green squares, by deleting the idea folder and maybe adding it to the git ignore. Really, I would put those in the global git ignore, but some people obviously forget to do that, so I'd highly recommend just adding that in. I recommend using issues as well. So recommend using issues plus labels. Okay, cool. I really hoped, did I share this in the chat? Did I share the link for other people to give their thoughts? Probably not. Okay. Share that in the chat. Everyone do add your thoughts on that as well. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. Okay. What did I miss? Do this, pick random, but re-roll if person ain't here. Will Chris will be here forever. I've tried that before. I think it was on the Educon, and it just, it didn't work. Cool. Glad it helped. Appreciate you sharing it. Okay, cool. So let's do the next giveaway. Let's have a let me bring up the Twitter. Let's have a look. Let's flick it again. And it's on Anu, I can't pronounce the name, so bad. Anushuka. Congratulations on winning. There you go. Awesome. So yes, two winners. Well done. Thamesh, how you doing? Great to see you on the Twitter space earlier as well. But if anyone has any burning questions, let me know in the chat. If not, we'll probably end the stream there. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I learned loads. We will do more giveaways in the future as well. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come and geek out with us, share your thoughts and opinion, and network with other people just by, answering questions, asking questions, chatting to people is a great way to stand out, a great way to get people to follow you on GitHub, on Twitter. I see people trying to spam their links everywhere, and that doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. No, it doesn't help. And it doesn't work. No one wants to see spam links. When I see spam links, I just ignore them. But if I see someone chatting and all the rest, they're in the chat, I think, oh, this person's adding value. They're getting involved in the conversation. Let me go check out their Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or whatever they've got. So I highly recommend getting involved in the conversation. The biggest advice I can give all of you. Time to rewatch. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, my pronunciation is so bad. Yeah, if someone could send me some links to the comment picker, that would make it a lot easier. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. We want to make it more fair. So I agree. So thank you, Carl and Yasin. That's a great idea. If you can send me some links, maybe even raise a discussion on the support repo. That way you'll get some green squares as well. We get some collaboration going. So if you can share some links in there, that would be awesome. I'll use that for next time. Stream is only of a kind. One of a kind, is that what you mean? Yeah, I do like having these weekly kind of open source reviews. I'm really enjoying them. I just love they're chilled, right? I haven't got my whole setup. It's just I'm using the camera in the laptop, just keeping it really chilled, and therefore we can just kind of keep it authentic, which I love. So that's awesome. Okay, got you. Thank you all so much for supporting. I really appreciate it. And I know you've all probably seen a lot of those issues and profiles and repositories already because you've all reviewed them well before me because I'm really behind. You can definitely tell it's getting late for me here. I need to sleep. But thank you again so much. Everyone have a great weekend. Look forward to geeking out with you. And we will do some geeking out. I've got some ideas for some Discord calls next week. Sarah is doing some video editing for our other YouTube channel. Actually, let me just share that with you now, and I'll explain why next week we're going to have some more geeking out. So if you want to see what we get up to, we have an Eddie and Sarah Explore YouTube channel. I think Sarah just released a video recently. Today. Okay. So you can see this is us just, kind of New Year's and Christmas and charity stuff. But let me just share that in the chat. But Sarah is going to, I want to say Pottery Barn, Yoga Barn in Bali for a few days, in Ubud for a few days in Bali. And I'm not really taking part. So I will do some Discord calls. And while I'm doing my GitHub notifications or working on the course, I can share my screen and show you what I'm up to. And I'd love to get your feedback and thoughts on it. And we can just chat while we're working through things. So awesome. Oh, wow, Harsh, you didn't know much about open source and GitHub. You really enjoyed it. I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, ask in our Discord. There's a link in the description below. You can ask, and there's so many amazing and helpful people in the Discord, and they'll answer your questions and help you. So that's great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, everyone. You're all awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know if you need code for that, if there is an existing project. I have to have a look and see. Yeah, see you on Discord. Exactly. One of a kind. Okay, cool. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I do portfolio website reviews as long as their repo is public. So we can review it, but I want it to be open source as well, so people then can make improvements and suggestions to it as well. So huge shout out to Sarah, subscribed. Awesome. Thank you all so much. Sarah's smiling. She's really happy. I think you've made her day. She's really grateful for you all supporting and so on. So we're getting better at doing vlogging videos. So you'll notice they do get a bit better and a bit better. So hopefully any suggestions and feedback, let us know in the comments and we will make some improvements. So yes, definitely a bit different to my whole green screen setup and on the laptop, but we're having fun doing it and hopefully sharing a bit behind the scenes with you. And yeah, we'll share some tips and tricks on travel and digital nomad life and so forth, because we want all of you to come and geek out with us when we're traveling around the world. So thank you all so much. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you in Discord. Thank you again all so much for the support. Appreciate it. Bye.